Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. For today's video, man, we are checking out a video about Jamari. So this is actually a really sad story and everything, and I really hope to be educated about the situation so I can give a better opinion on it. But yeah, so a few years ago, you guys all remember Gento, big guy in the NBA 2K community, had, over 1 million subscribers and everything. I know a few years ago his channel wasn't doing the greatest. He was, I think there was like a Cobra King or something like that thing going on. And I remember at the time too, like, a lot of people were reacting to stuff and giving their opinions. And I know Gento like called me out like as one of the people where he was just like, don't speak about my name and stuff. But in the end of the day, I just want to see everybody happy. I just want everybody to succeed in life here, man. So, even my dude, Lost and Unbound, like, for years didn't see eye to eye with him. And then once I learned his situation and everything, it kind of made more sense to me. Him and I had a nice talk, and, yeah, Lost and I were cool now and everything. So, hopefully, things can get better for Gento. But, before I give a big opinion, let's check this out, man. This is from YouTube star to homeless, the sad story of Gento.
Of the last decade and a half, we have seen a lot of different people and trends come in.
And I just want to say real quick here too, that, a few years ago, I was doing pretty well on YouTube. Obviously, it's not my full-time job anymore. Like, so I get that struggle of, like, I'm just going to, for lack of a better term, falling off. Like, I get that. I get the mental struggle of that. So I'm curious, in this video, what we'll find out about Gento and everything here, man. Kind of like how he's handled things compared to maybe how I handle things or somebody else handles things. So, yeah, let's hear it.
We have seen creators who were pretty much on the top of the platform slowly fade into irrelevance, and we have seen others crash and burn on their way to the top. In general, there is nothing wrong with either. At the end of the day, all good things have to come to an end at some point, and sometimes an entire genre of videos just completely loses all relevance.
Like the 2K community,
only a
essentially.
Select few to continue making a living in that genre of video. Specifically, when it comes to creators who make video game content, we see this happen all the time. I remember when Fortnite was really hot a couple of years ago, there were creators gaining millions of subscribers overnight, and in turn making hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars in a short span of time. But once the mainstream hype around the game dies down, and the general consumer already has more knowledge about a game, basically I'm saying when that novelty wears off, that's when a lot of these types of creators who put all their eggs into one basket usually tend to fall off. And they go from getting tens of millions of views per month to being lucky if they can break 1 million. And suddenly they find themselves like a car whose battery died on the way up a hill, just slowly sliding back.
It's a really rough feeling out there, especially when it is your full-time job and your life, your well-being relies on it, right? Like, I just remember, for me personally, like, I was doing a lot of, my league stuff, and in 1 year I was getting 30, 40, 50, 60K views of video, sometimes crack 100K. So now it's like if I can get like 3K, I'm lucky. But a big part of that is, back when I started, back when Gento started, back when anybody started, it was the market wasn't as saturated, right? So I think that's stuff you have to really, I remember Cash Ness used to always say this. I used to always watch a stream saying, you got to like develop or get left behind. But also in some cases too, you don't really have to develop. You just have to be the best at what you do. Because I know for me personally, like my league, there's a ton of people out there that still do really great My League content, and they make a killing off that, man. They get the views and everything, but they're better at it than me. And it took me a while to accept that, where it's just there's other personalities that people would rather see when it comes to that type of content, so you have to shift to something else or become better in what you're doing. And I know I wasn't really in a place where I wanted to be better at My League stuff because I liked how I did it, so
backwards.
I do get that.
That leads me into today's video topic, where we will be talking about a fallen 2K YouTuber named YMD Gento. Back in the mid-2010s, 2K and Madden content was on fire, and videos revolving around these sports games were getting hundreds of thousands of views every single day. And this man YMD Gento was already at the forefront, being one of the more popular people in that 2K space. But as time has gone on, these videos in general became less and less popular. In fact, they've been on a downturn for more than half a decade. And while a few resilient creators have held strong and kept the lights on making this type of content, for the majority of YouTubers who were doing this, they fell off drastically. It's either that, or they adapted their audience into other types of content and continued their career in a different genre. Consider guys like LSK, Jester the Laser, and even Agent, who all got their big break from these games, and have now made insane amounts of money as influencers. It's clear that YouTube is largely a game of adapt or die. Even I myself have changed my content style and genre several times over the last 5 years. And while some things have remained the same over that time, I would have either personally burnt out or just completely lost my spark if I had never changed anything. Now, when it comes to YMD Gento and his career, you have to go all the way back to over a decade ago when he started making all kinds of content about different video games, doing walkthroughs, and playing whatever he liked the most at the moment. But eventually he really would settle on the 2K basketball series, likely because it was what was getting him the most views. And from 2K13 to 2K19, he was doing really well for himself on his YouTube channel, getting hundreds of thousands of views per day. And while he was making these basketball videos, he would also sprinkle in all types of other content from other games to vlogs, but basketball was still his bread and butter. And like I said, he went on like this for quite some time. He was building up this pretty successful career, amassing a couple 100 million views, which definitely had him paid. But sadly in 2019, it was around the time that YMD would start to really struggle mentally. He would go from a family-friendly creator to saying that his new destiny was to be a rapper, and his raps were absolute garbage.
So as we locked eyes, I knew what she wanted, so I grabbed her by the waist cause I knew she would love it. Whispered in the ear and told her how I made it live, and took off the fitted cap so she could see the way spinning. She smiled with this weird look in her eye. Either she wanted me in her or she must have been shy, cause she said she was a virgin and really wanted to try anything that I wanted with Tell-V Street Goodbye.
I don't know what that was. I saw Shaq do it before. I saw Shaq do it before.
A 2-pack of ass. The fuck are you talking about? That shit stinks.
And people would call him out for his strange tweets and erratic
when he danced with LeBron and Dwight. I don't know.
How you going to tell someone to die over the internet, over a meme? Like, what is wrong with you, my guy? Like, you literally have issues. And I do feel bad for him. I'm not going to
lie. Oh, yeah, it's Cobra King.
Roast him because I feel bad for dude because...
When was this? Was that already 2019? 4 years ago?
He's living in, like, a fake world. Like, he's calling himself King Cobra. You see the emoji. He's saying, what's my name? This dude, he's living in an alternate reality. This man is a weirdo. No one should be this negative. There's no reason to be.
I don't like the word weirdo in this case, because we do not know, what's going on in Gento's mind. I don't like the word weirdo in this case,
It's negative. There's no reason to treat people like this over the internet. Who cares? It's the internet.
That's why you a rat. And my shit say what? King what? Them niggas never in life be on our level. It's impossible. Always be late. I don't know the year, but it's late for them. No bullshit, chief. Look at this shit. Who?
What is that?
Look, though. My skin brown. Literally, I literally was about to show you niggas how to get girls easy. Bitch! Flawless victory! Not even close! Carnage! King!
Now in the end, Gento would claim these things he was saying and doing were all just some sort of act, and that he was basically just playing a new persona for the YouTube audience.
I actually don't disagree with that potentially being a case. Because I remember also Nick the Bulls fan went through that, where there was just like a period where he just got like really nasty towards people and stuff like that. I know me myself too, where it's just like I had a little period where, because I'm your friendly neighborhood crispy, and I went through a little period where I was like, well, maybe I got to be a little bit more edgy, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm too nice to every single NBA team. So I even tried that too. It's like you do in a way, it's not really being fake. You're just trying to switch up how you present yourself. Maybe that's being fake. I don't know. I mean, a lot of YouTubers act. Let's be honest, man. A lot of YouTubers. Nobody on camera is like that all the time. You all think I'm like this all the time? No, I'm just joking. You go to Little Caesar, man. You skimp on the pepperoni, you will be getting called a bitch ass. In my head. I'm so sorry. I'm in ranting mode today.
Because previously he was making videos for kids.
When the character took off, there were a lot of scenes. Let's call them scenes. That's what they were. Okay. I'm not only pitching myself as a creator, I'm pitching myself as an artist, I'm pitching myself as an actor, not a gamer, not the happy, lit, have fun, be positive Gento. There has to be more to life than that, especially when there's days I don't feel like being happy. Like, see what I'm saying? I don't feel like being that character for you guys. I'm sorry.
I get that.
I'm like, I'm gonna venture off to something different. Look at how many other 2K YouTubers.
And I will say that really and I know I'm being kind of what's the word I'm looking for, conceited here, talking about myself a lot too, but I don't know, I just feel like I really relate to what Gento's going through here, and I just think if you guys have my perspective too, maybe it will make it even better, or maybe I'm just being annoying. But you guys can always check out the video and the link in the description below if I talk too much. What was I even saying? I don't even know, man. Oh yeah, he doesn't always feel like being happy. That's definitely true. And I know for me personally, I would always try to put on a happy face, but these days I tell you guys like how it is. Oh, I haven't posted in 3 days because something really bad happened in my life, or I haven't posted in this many days because I got sick. Like, I'm just done acting, you know what I'm saying, man? Like, I love just talking to you guys to be able to be real. And I know I've always kind of been, I've always leaned towards, like, 95% genuine, but like I said, there is days where you gotta just act, where it's like, I'm not actually happy, but, people have rough life, so let me smile for them. So, sorry, these days I just, I just show you guys whatever feelings I'm feeling.
YouTubers ventured off into something different.
Ultimately, he ended up blaming the YouTube algorithm for
Been
his
there.
eventual demise,
Been there.
as he would claim that taking a month off of making videos to go to some sort of rehabilitation is what put the nail in the coffin for his career.
Yeah, that's the go-to thing that a lot of us go through. My argument to that is always people like JonTron. You guys remember JonTron? You guys watch him? Like, he posts like once a year, and those videos always be banging. So I don't know.
I go back to the old Gento, just like I predicted in May 2019. Numbers are trash, thanks to algorithm. Algorithm got so messed up, my notifications were broken. That's algorithm. That's literally algorithm. I can make a...
Which is also true, because if you are essentially, like if there's other content out there that's popping, then naturally the algorithm is going to knock down stuff that isn't popping as much. And that does happen to a lot of content creators. I get people telling me that there's like, Crispy, you don't pop in my recommendations anymore. Well, that's because there's other YouTubers that make better content and get better views than I do. That is going to pop up in those. You know what I'm saying? So that's my job to expand my content or accept the type of content and the results that I'm getting.
Fire video right now, but if it doesn't go crazy on the algorithm, it is what it is. I'm losing everything next week. And it sucks because we had a strong decade grinding on the channel.
Now, with all due respect to him, that month off had nothing to do with his downfall. There's been so many people who have taken much more time off of YouTube and came back to be even more successful. As someone who has done this for my job for almost 5 years, I know it's easy to feel like the algorithm is out to get you when things don't seem like they're going right. But I promise if you make videos people want to click and you can retain the viewer and gain new subscribers when they show your videos to new people, YouTube will definitely continue to help you out. This job is a series of highs and lows like a damn roller coaster. You cannot get too much of an ego when you are soaring, and you really do have to sustain during the down period.
Yeah, and right now, like, I do not care about views anymore. Like, a few weeks ago, about a month ago, I would say, I was, for a little bit, pulling 20, 30K views for a little bit. I had my, one of my reaction videos to the draft lottery, like, that pulled in pretty good, like, I don't know, about 100K views. But then, things in my life happened, and now I'm back down again and just, whatever. But it's cool because I just have just as much fun doing it.
And keep
But it's ups and
producing what is
downs.
either
Sometimes
works
there
for
ain't
you
no
in
rhyme
the
or reason.
past, or be brave and decide to blaze a new trail with a new style of content. I think he was
hard
just
to do.
trying to do too much at some point, and he was always talking about all this different drama in his life and calling other content creators out, just basically being too much about the personal. And with the type of audience he had cultivated, they were really not trying to hear that and really just wanted to see an upbeat, funny guy play some games.
Yeah, and when you start calling out other content creators, we gotta keep in mind that these are creators that other, people watching us also like. So it's like, you can't really be calling people out like that because you're just gonna anger people that watch your videos that genuinely like these other creators that you call out and everything, right? But I also completely understand the mindset too, where, this is definitely a job where it's tough not to get jealous. It's tough to see other people, popping off or even like doing stuff that you're doing, and you're just like, what am I doing wrong, So I totally get that, but at the end of the day, we're all on our own journey, so you just have to take your own path and find happiness in it.
The
And be
other
happy
thing is,
for
when it
others.
comes to his
Be happy for
downfall,
others.
Is that it seems like this guy was really never willing to take much accountability, as he would also place a lot of the blame on his ex-girlfriend, saying that basically she wanted him to stop smoking reefer, and that in turn that completely ruined his life, and destroyed basically any motivation that he had. And now
Kinda
over
get
3
that.
years later, we fast forward to today,
Sorry,
where
she'd have
this
to go
man
with
has
that case.
officially announced that he has lost it all and is homeless.
It's not looking good. I have 2 options left. I could let's say I get a 9 to 5 and I make like $300 a week. That's
You will make more than
$1,200 a
that.
month. I get a roommate that'll charge about $1,000, $1,100 maybe the entire $1,200 to sleep on their couch.
Bro, did he say 300 a week? Well, I gotta do that math real. I'm so sorry, guys. I got a new job about a month and a half, about 5 weeks ago. And what is that? Divided by 40 hours. Bro, who's paying you $7.50 an hour, man? Shout out to Lost and Unbound, man. The Lost and Unbound numbers. I'm just joking, man. You know that's a joke. Yeah, you're making no. I would say in today's day and age, I don't know if Gento has a degree, because all that stuff kind of helps too. It took me forever to find a job. I had a 4-year finance degree, so I totally get it's not easy to find one. But I'm entry level, and I'm not making great money, but I have enough to just live. And anything that I want extra, I do that by just doing some YouTube stuff. But yeah, 300, that doesn't sound realistic.
I would literally have to work every single day just to have that rent money to sleep on someone's couch.
And now he apparently does have a job, and hopefully
Good.
he will be back on his feet again soon. I guess I just
That
made
will
this
help so
video
much, man.
because I feel like it shows the harsh reality of someone who was once on top of their genre online and has now fallen from grace. I do wish the best for this man moving forward, and hope he can once again rise up the ranks and even make a living online. Quite frankly, the whole situation reminds me of that quote from Moneyball.
We're all told at some point in time, Billy, that we can no longer play the children's game. We just don't know when that's going to be.
Yeah.
Some of us are told
All
at
right.
18.
Been interesting to say the least. I want you guys to comment down below if you have a favorite YouTuber from the past.
Crispy Flakes.
form.
All right, man. So yeah, first I want to say, to Gento, I am really happy and proud that he was able to find himself a job. Yes, when you get a regular 9 to 5, you no longer have freedom to make your own schedule. You no longer have freedom to make really good money. Like, I don't make anything near as much as what I was making on top of YouTube, but what you do get, and what no content creator can get from this job, is that peace of mind of just knowing each week what your paycheck's going to be. It might be $300 a week. It might be $1,000 a week, whatever it may be. But that's peace of mind. That's stability. That's knowing that in the end of the day, you're not going to be sleeping outside. You're going to have a roof over your head. That covers the bare minimum. And then just like before we all started doing YouTube, it's our job to grind it out again, man. You got this, Gento. You got this, man. You've done this before. You have done this before. Okay? So, you have your job. Embrace the peace of mind of that stability and just not having to worry about where you're going to live. Gather yourself and then attack. Do it. Find your new way, man. It might work. It might not. I know me personally, I hit the dang jackpot with it working the first time. I might never reach those numbers again, but I did once upon a time, and I'm happy. It's still accomplishment. It's still Gento, what you accomplished here on YouTube is something that you get to carry with you for the rest of your life. You always get to have it in your mind that you got to live your dream. Not everybody gets that. That's taken a while for me to understand, where it's like, no matter what I do for the rest of my life, a lot of people, they spend their lives working up to their dream job, getting there one day, and they might never get there. I got to live it. Now the rest of my life is mine, because I did what I wanted to do, and we create our own paths. I believe in you, Gento. You got this, man. Peace out, my friends.